What's up, fam? I think it might be a lot of people on, but just wanted to hop on real quick and get this video down. I've been trying to kind of edit and do some things, and it just wasn't working. So we're gonna go live with it. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes, let some people get in here, and we'll get started because this is impromptu. But you know how we do. We just get it. So I'm gonna go grab some water, and I'm gonna let a couple more people come in as we get ready to get started. Let's see, Oz back. Hey, what's up, fam? What's up, family? What's up, family? Shalom, shalom. Hey, y'all know I'm country. I'm drinking out of a jar. I'm drinking out of a straight jar. I don't even know what pickle slice jar. You know what I'm saying? That's how real it is. But how y'all doing? How is the family doing? Because we are going through some amazing turbulence. Ain't nothing we ain't talk about a couple of months ago. To those who know, who've been watching the lives and keeping up, you already know we've been talking about this for a while. About the wheels coming off of the track, right? So, hey, freestyle, you already know. I mean, you got to say them pickle jar. I can't be drinking out of plastic. You got to have glass, right? The BPAs, all of that stuff go in there, mess up your prostate as a masculine, give you all kind of heart issues, clog up your cellular structure. Can't be drinking out that plastic, y'all. I make sure we keep the glass. So, yeah, I'll be keeping them glasses straight. The jars, they ain't even glasses, they're jars, right? But it just shows that we can take anything. You know, we live in this place of alchemy. We can take anything and turn it into something else. We could take one thing that was used for something else, and we could take it and turn it into something else, right? So nothing ever loses its value, just like you, just like you, just like humanity. Nothing ever loses its value. You know, like I said, I'm still trying to get my other camera back running. They don't want to run. I was like, hey, I don't even know if I look grainy or not, but to me on mine it looks bad. But I apologize for the video quality, but I should be back up and running, by Monday, because I'm gonna get all of this cleared up. But like I said, man, how's everybody doing? Like, how y'all doing with the energy, with the shakeup of the world, right? Because that's that's where we at right now. Is right now. It's perfect. It's the hey, thank you, Freestyle. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So I couldn't go live on my other streaming platform, so just came on back to good old YouTube platform. But let's jump in this real quick because I don't want to keep y'all too long, right? But total eclipse of the heart. This eclipse we're about to walk into this weekend, this annular eclipse. Y'all know this is drawing the X, right? From 2017, the first one, till now. And when we look at the path of it, it's redrawn. It's almost retracing its steps, just like we're in this retrograde of planets right now, of consciousness. Because as I expressed to you guys before, look at the planets as consciousness, orbs of consciousness, and as these orbs are going backwards, your consciousness is going backwards. It's retracking. That is because we are about to experience another mass awakening of the population of humanity. Like, it's about to go down, Humanity is about to have a mass awakening. So remember when we were speaking about walking into our destined path, actually going into the physical 3D matrix and integrating our energy and our time and our expressions, right? We were speaking on this because it is now time that many are going to awaken, and what we came here for is time for us to do. I'm going to say that again. There's going to be many awakening. And for some of us, the very thing that we came here to do, it's now time to do. All of the efforts that you've been putting forth toward all of your dreams, all of your aspirations, all of these things. Now, source, ancestors are saying to you right now, will you walk in your truth? Not the world's, not anyone else's, yours. Because this is why you had to walk the path out, to be authentically you. And you being you is perfect. You being you is exactly what is needed. Because when you step into your path, when you step into your predestined moment to shine, you can't do nothing but shine, baby. Twinkle, twinkle. You were made for these moments. So the shakeup that's going right now, the convergence of timelines that is going on right now, it is bringing all of humanity into this one timeline, this one form of consciousness. So the two becomes one. Like I told you guys, we're in the age of Gemini. We're in that age. This is why we speak about the twinning. This is why we speak about the communication. We speak about so many things and that deal with the Geminic energy. But that age is closing and we're going into the next one. So we're in this grand soul cycle of coming back into oneness, with self first, union with self, coming back into oneness with humanity, each other, and then coming back into oneness with our community, the other biodomes. I love it. Not planed nets. We then come back into oneness with the source energy. Trip you out because the source energy of this place is not even the source of source. It is an aspect of source in this universe, or this uniting verse of energy that's bringing us all back into this oneness, this wholeness, this completeness. And it's amazing because it's only to those who want to hear it, who want to experience it, who want to know it. It's not forced upon any. Like, one of my favorite sayings is, to many who are called, there's only a few chosen. So walking this walk ain't easy, right? But this is our Phoenix energy soul cycle. The Phoenix rises again. And now you, as representatives of that cosmic flame, of that eternal flame, you are rising from the ashes of your past, the tears, the suffering. You are rising from that because your very expression, your very essence is the very thing that's going to be needed to build the bridge to the future humanity. Your essence, your energy is the very thing that is needed to build a bridge for others into the future of humanity. Without you, some will be left, some will be lost. They won't know what to do. So it becomes real now. The work you've been doing becomes real now. And believe me, you'll get your support because the structures, the walls are coming tumbling down. The structures are falling. Babylon the Great is fallen, right? Like in the narrative of humanity, in the whole narrative of humanity, understand where we're at right now. We're at the crux. We're at the X. That's why the X marks the spot. That's why it's going down in X, or the axis. That energy center is getting ready to come alive. See, where we live in America, we live on what's called the craton, the North American craton. This is considered the oldest, one of the oldest pieces of land besides our native homeland of Antarctica, right? Named Antarctica, but different name. But we won't go there now. Digress a little bit. But this landmass that we live on, the craton, considered the oldest landmass, the hardest formed mass of substance that comes out of the waters. On one side, we once had Atlantis. That's why it's named the Atlantic Ocean. And on one side, we once had Lemuria. And through the sea rise and through the changes, things happen, collapses happen, things went under, land bridges went down. And throughout all those changes, humanity, you've been here. The journey that you are now completing, for millions that came before you. Let's put this in the narrative, right? We're not talking about just ancestral, right? We're talking about the whole scope of humanity, the whole templated group of beings known as humans. See, the chosen ones are now in that phoenix cycle. We're in our phoenix energy. This soul cycle is now about the regeneration, the regenning of us, the newness of our origin story. Because see, now some of us are going to be elevated to step into certain places where others are going to say, "Where'd you come from?" They want to know your origin. They want to know your beginning. And your beginning is not going to start here in this lifetime, is it? No, it's not. See, you're going to give them a beginning of when you were in darkness and then the light came. See, you're going to give them a story of how you were regenerated, how you were once dead in your vain imaginations, in your bogged down lower level consciousness, and how you received life and life more abundantly. How the river of living water now runs through you, and how now you are being saved. And you are being saved by the word of your mouth, which is your testimony, your testament, your testification, your testes, your testicles, your seed that births you into the new humanity. This is our phoenix soul cycle. This is our rebirth, our regening. See, this was supposed to be happen. But some of us, in past lives, we got assassinated. Some of us in past lives got burned at the stake. Some of us in past lives didn't make it past birth because we were aborted. That's why some of these children here are so profoundly smart. They've been trying to get in. That soul been trying to get in here. But through the degradation and the bringing down of the consciousness of the human, who actually is the God of this place, the generator, the operator, the destroyer of this place, through the lowering of the consciousness, the fall of man. We have held our own progress because we can't imagine something greater than what we see, because we choose to stay locked into a system that vividly expresses that it eats and chews us up. Because we mentally stay focused on some materialistic shit that'll be gone if a fire or a tornado or anything else came through. Because we stay focused on a system that cares more about the product than the one that's producing it, we've lost that form of consciousness. See, it was truly not the fall of man that did us in. It was the fall of woman that did us in. See, it was the fall of the womb man, the feminine energy that did us in. See, the subconscious is feminine. And what you see, you imitate. I don't care who you think you are. If you're in this human body, if you're in this temple, in this template, until you learn otherwise, you imitate what you see. So therefore, each kind produces after its own kind. If you're negative, you produce negative kids. If you're positive, you produce positive kids. There ain't no rocket science to this thing. It's just truth to it. So truly, the fall of the feminine energy within us, masculines, sealed this timeline, this fate that we are now looking at, where people get killed and we just look at it. We say, "Oh, that's normal." Why? Why is it normal? See, it's funny. The news gives you a different interpretation of war. They give you their version of it. And it usually has a spin to it. And y'all know where I'm going with this. It has a spin to it that favors one side over the other. But reality shows something different. Reality always shows something different. Reality tells me that in the country I live in, my people have been at war. The people that are called by my name, whether it be Negro, nigger, colored, whatever it is, melanated, carbonated, the people that are called by my name, they've been at war for 400 something years. And ain't too many people really gave a damn about it. And I remember I used to always, when I was in the Christianity, I always pray to God, say, why don't nobody care about us? Because y'all got to remember, I grew up in Louisiana, where we went on field trips to courthouses where there were pictures of a hanging on the front lawn of that courthouse, sitting in that courthouse as I'm walking in it, as a staunch reminder, And I remember I said, why don't nobody care? But I grew up and I realized what it was and had my awakening and went through everything. So I get it now. But we also got to understand something, that it's time for us to be the bad guy in somebody else's narrative. It's not time to be the good guy in another person's narrative. See, that's not what we're here for. We served our time in ignorance. We served in servitude. We gave up lives and soul group energy, soul cluster group energy. We gave to that. So when do we pull back? See, this is the Phoenix energy that's hitting us, y'all. That's why X marks the spot. 2024 will seal it in. From 2017 to 2024, I said that earlier wrong, my bad. This is the annular, right? But it's drawing an A across America. And that A is bringing anarchy energy, anarchy energy. This is why I've been speaking on Antarctica so much. See, they can't mess with Antarctica because they can't, they do not have any type of energy that they can access there. That's why they call it the Antarctic. It's anti them. But anarchy, this energy that's coming, that's about to hit the land, is an energy of revolution. It's an energy of expressing every bit of sovereignty that all of these other fake states and fake countries claim. See, when the real thing is present, it exposes the fake. See, until then, the fake jewelry, it looks so good. It shines so bright. But then when the real jewelry shows up, right? That 100 carat diamond pop out, bam. That 99.9% gold show up. Things start to look a little different. That's who you are. That's the energy that is coming up on us now, that we have access to if we choose to ground into this. This is the beginning of that regeneration, quote unquote, superpowers, because there's more you have to do to access that. But you first have to be able to ground that energy into you. You have to have the cellular structure to hold that prism energy hostage. You get what I'm saying? In your cells, you have to imprison this energy, lock it in, and be able to vibrate at this frequency. And then you grow it as a seed, as I was speaking before, as the testament, the testimony, the testicles. This is the masculine energy, that father energy that's coming online right now. As I spoke up before, the cosmic masculine energy was coming through a burst of light. See, the rocks are about to cry out now. The rocks are about to cry out. And I'm not talking about outside, I'm talking about inside. That pineal gland that sits right in there. A lot of people's calcified pineal glands are like rocks. And those rocks are about to cry out right now. They about to get a slap across the face, a wake up call. That energy is coming. And it's been prophesied for a long time. You know what I mean? So it's like, even despite of, and I say this, our regeneration, our rebirth is coming. This is why the country we live in is picking fights with other people, going up clearly saying who they stand with, who they stand by, declaring it. But at the same time, you got a group of people living in this country that you've been keeping hostage, that are prisoners of war. And you stand up there and smile and say how you give credit to all these other people, and you give money to all these other people and all these other ways of support. Such hypocrites. But when the real stands up, the fake is exposed for what it is. So while the total eclipse of the heart is about to happen, no love. In the end, love will grow cold, right? It will wax cold. Brother will turn against brother. Mother against daughter. Daughter against mother. Son against father, right? Total eclipse of the heart. And I saw a vision of this too. And they've been showing us for a long time in movies and stuff, but I saw a vision of this, how a parent was telling a child to turn their technology off and the child refused to. And the parent took the technology. The technology was tied to the child and reported that it was not in the child's presence. The parent had to take the technology back to the child. The child had to log in. They asked why, because the parent took it. So therefore, there was an external committee that decided if the parent was just in taking the device. The parent was not just. So the child testified against the parent, just like that scripture said. Interesting. But hey, to he who has ears to hear, let them hear. And to those who have eyes to see, let them see what the Spirit of the Most High is saying to the people that have been captured and set aside in chains, whether they be physical chain or mental chains. They're nonetheless chains that bind you and keep you bound, so that ascension is damn near impossible. See, the ancestors are done with this. The Most High is done with this. Our collective groups, our soul groups of consciousness are done with this. We are the only ones that are not done with this. Therefore, we keep manifesting the same cycle. It's a vicious cycle. To all my psychologists out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. My psychoanalyst, you understand what a vicious cycle is. It eats and it consumes families by the generation. We're in a vicious cycle right now. Don't be fooled. Don't get into that new age bull about, oh, if you just did that. No. We're in a vicious cycle right now. It is not about fear at all. But no, preparing for a storm, that's being smart. That's being prepared. And if the storm doesn't come, hey, I was prepared. But let a storm come and you not prepared. Now that's when you're gonna have some problems. So Friday 13th, they want to use Mama's number 13 to declare their holy get back. And then we live in a place where they're saying we stand with the people that are slaughtering people, that got people in the open air prison, slaughtering them, raping them. See, when I was playing professional basketball, I had an opportunity to go over to Iran, and get to see a lot of different stuff, man. You see things totally different when you're not in America. When you take off the American beer goggles. When you walk around and people look at you like, oh my God, you're one of them. One of who? Because you don't even know who you are, but they do. Vladimir Putin do. They got the records of us leaving that land in the south that Admiral Byrd was talking about, that they call Antarctica, and coming across the land bridge into South America. All that's still there. Just go look at it. Pull up your Google Maps, pull up your iPhone maps, wherever you got. Go look at the land that runs from South America to that land in the South that they call Antarctica, which is, I ain't gonna put all that out there, but just go look, go do yourself a favor. And you'll start to look at the migration of a people, the path of a people, and how they came through South America and they became the Meshi people. And then they came all the way up into Amaldic, the land of the plumed serpent, which was actually Egypt, right? The land of the plumed serpent, right? Where people dress like serpents, dress like cobras. See, there's a first Egypt and a second Egypt. See, a lot of this information they want to keep hidden, but this is the information that is going to form the inward parts of humanity when they wake up and realize, oh my God, I've been lied to. And then even more so when they realize that, wait a minute, there's a place called Israel that was created in 1948. See, all of this is just a banner to try to imprison people under, to say you're a hate criming people, but you've been hate criming my people for generations. Where's the justification in that? And then when we stand up and say it, they want to take some type of manner of violence, a weapon or something, and put it against that said people, to control that said people. But see, that time is done. That time is done. This is our plane. This is our biodome. All we got to do is stand up. Stand up and be counted. Like the original name of this video was going to be, will the real Americans please stand up? You know, like the Slim Shady song? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will you please stand up? Right. I'm looking at some of y'all comments. Hey, the fight is already won. That's exactly my point. We just need to stand up. We need to know this. We need to know this. Not think it, not hope. Like asking someone for the right, to be able to exist is dumb. When you are forever, when you are eternal, we have been asking someone for something that belongs to us. Do you get what I'm saying? It's an open air prison. It's like being in a school and you have to urinate and you got to raise your hand and ask the teacher to go urinate. And then she decides when you can go, okay, here goes your pass, blah, blah, blah. And then you get to go. We should not be asking for things that are, quote unquote, as they put it, inalienable. So now, you knowing who you are as a sovereign individual, that's already the step right there. Because like I said, we won. See, that's the funny thing as we go into that, you know, when we what was it, Looking Glass. See, they used to use the technology of Looking Glass. I don't know if y'all know about that, but it's a moon-based technology, the Black Mirror technology that goes with the phones and stuff, right? This is where Looking Glass, this is where your phones come from. A version of your phone is made from Looking Glass. That's the way I want to say that. So when you look at your phone and it pulls up these images, that is akin to Looking Glass. That's the way it was. And so it reached a certain point where they couldn't see no more. They turned CERN off. They turned it back on. They did all kind of stuff. They sacrificed a whole bunch of people. Sick ass people, man. They did all kind of stuff. And they could not access the future timeline. So therefore, they concluded to end everything in wars, to depopulate and bring everybody down to a small population, bring the number of humanity down to a small population that they could control. But what they didn't count on was you, was me. They didn't count on you waking up. They didn't count on your cosmological family, your celestial family, that consciousness. See, you're here for such a divine purpose. So I can give a crap about what they said. It's supposed to be the state of a country in 1948. You know what I care about? You're killing people to do it. The same thing you did to my people. See, that's the funniest thing about it. Like destruction happens. People get killed. Don't nobody say nothing until it happens to them. Then that shit happens to them. Then they stand up and they say something. But where were you when it was happening to me? See, this is why we got to unite. This is the problem. Divided, we fall. Together, we stand. When humanity thinks of itself like a fist and it comes together to make that fist, gonna knock out every enemy that comes up to it. So they're promoting civil unrest. They're promoting this. That means it's time for us to re-evolve. Revolution. Not revolution the way they paint it. No, re-evolve. See, the way to win is to become the best version of you. To live in that unconditional love that they have no idea about. That don't mean you get rolled over on, no. That don't mean you're weak and you're decrepit in your masculinity or your femininity. No, absolutely not. It's quite the opposite. This convergence of timelines that we're in right now, where everything is coming down to one, these eclipses are clipping out those old versions of you. They're getting rid of it. It's clipping it out of your story, out of your narrative. Now it's time for you to take the pen, the pencil, quote unquote, the Hollywood, and start writing. Start writing the version of humanity you want to see. Because that's how you win this. Like, what is the alternative to the version that the Matrix is giving? Are you there to provide that alternative to it? Whether it's just a holistic approach to medicine, whether it's a holistic approach to food, to nature, whatever it is. But you're already equipped for it. I know it. So like I said, this is our plane. This is our biodome. This is why scripture said, he who loves his life will lose it. And he who loses life for the kingdom's sake will gain it. What does that mean? They ain't talking about some kingdom out there. It's about the kingdom in here. If you love your life so much that you would give up the very idea of kingdom within, the union within, to know who you are and to walk in your true power. You give that up for something outside of yourself. You're not fit for the kingdom. See, this right here is about the elevation or the re-evolution, the revolution of you. You are the soul. You are the being that's here right now in this. You are the shaper of the consciousness of humanity. I'm going to say that again. You are the shaper of the consciousness of humanity. This is the point of why you went through that stuff. We change our world. We change our world by becoming united as one in one form of consciousness, one mental thought. Instead of having the mental governed, the mental becomes stable and it becomes unified. This is why we had to become unified within. As we become unified within, it becomes unified outside of us. As above, so below. As it is within, so it is outside of us. And we're here right now to do it. Right now. Not tomorrow, not last year, not right now. Right now. And what that looks like is different to all of us. Everything won't look the same. But I can promise you one thing that will be the same. And it'll be the idea and the concept of unconditional love and oneness. There's no room for hate in this thing. We all got to have each other. When we change, I'm telling you, when we change, our world becomes one. Because the new beginning is coming from the ending of the old. The tower has to fall. And as that tower falls, and we watch it fall, most of us are begging for it to fall. We got to understand that right now, on their timeline, on the paper timeline, it's Libra season. It's the equaling out. It's time for them to pay their dues. And what I tell y'all, they're going to liquidate their assets. What are the assets? The people. Humanity. This eclipse is bringing the repotting season. It's time for us to be taken from one pot and put into the other. So you're going to be experiencing this energy. You're going to be experiencing where you feel like you've been taken from one spot to another, or you're given the plans to see where you're going. It's really going to start locking in because you're being repotted. You're being transformed into that version of self that is meant to overcome these hurdles. See, I say all of that just to express to you how awesome you are. You're meant to overcome these hurdles. You're meant to be on the other side of this thing looking, going, oh my goodness, what did I just come through? What did I just come through? You meant to get over to the other side and be like, yeah, I did that. I crossed this Grand Canyon. That's what you're meant for. So it may seem one way, but that's just because they're controlling the media and all of that. But you go and you look up every single group of people that have been sectioned off into these open air prisons called countries, and you look at the energy that's going forth. It's the energy of revolution or the re-evolution, the re-evolving, the turning around of themselves and their consciousness. They always act out their spells before they do them. They always do that. And that's what they're doing over there right now. But like I said, I don't care if they're if let me say this. Let me say this, and I'm gonna be very clear about this. I don't care if these people are NPCs. I don't care if they have souls. I don't care. Listen to me. The whole point is this. If they're doing it to them, they'll do it to you. Because they are unified. Because I've heard this before. Like people like, man, some of them are just NPCs and you tripping. I'm like, okay. But if they're expressing to you what they're about to do, why would you not listen? Unless you've been mentally dumbed down to the point where you cannot understand what someone is saying to you when they're saying it to you clearly in your face. So here's my point. The new beginning is coming from the old, so we're letting go of the old version of ourselves, that old origin of us thinking our beginning began when we cracked the womb. That is no longer our story. Our story is now our true origin from source. We're the beginning, we're the ending. We're above, we're not beneath. We're in the city, we're in the field. Our going and our coming, all of it is prospered because of who we are. But we must stand in that power. And that's the daunting part, right? That's the daunting part right there. But let the redeemed say so. Let the redeemed say so. Because like I said, they got it planned. They got their plans set in place. That's why at our southern border, what they call it, invasion on the southern border of America. Yep. I saw that in a vision, but I didn't know what it was. I'm not going to speak on it right now. Because I haven't vetted that out. But I saw this in a vision, and I did not know what it was. But it was the migrant workers. It was the yeah. Wow, it's a lot of stuff just connecting right now. So I'm sorry about that, but I saw that in a vision. Yeah, invasion. Because every single one of them had to take bee stings. The ones who came over initially had bee stings, and the other ones that snuck over got a debit card and a cell phone. So that's real. It's real. But like I said, it's not about fear because we're in our fated change. We're in our fated changing. We're in our fated changing right now. Like I think, let me see. I saw something about Pluto in the comments. Right. Pluto stationed in direct on the 13th. So yeah, like I said, that just kind of shows you astrologically, this is lining up with the very message that I just gave you. I didn't even know it's stationed direct. But the last time they had a Friday 13th massacre, history repeats itself. We're in the loop. We're in the loop. Remember that. Time is repeating itself. It is Groundhog Day. It is the same day over and over and over and over again. Sorry. All right. We're in a loop right now. Holographic loop. So understand that. But this is as real as it gets because your consciousness, your soul, you're in here. You're locked in this thing, right? So you're doing this. But I digress a little bit, my bad. But the last massacre is what I was saying. Was on the 13th, as there's 31 views in here because they use that 13, they use that feminine energy, right, to birth these massacres, to birth out these nightmare things. Like they took a time that they call Halloween. This is why I don't celebrate their holidays or their holy days, because they took something that once people venerated their ancestors and remembered their ancestors and then turned it into Hollyween or Halloween. And this is what they do. But the last massacre was the Knights Templar. When they sent out secret messages to everybody or to the people in power and said, hey, don't open this until the 13th. And on the 13th, they opened it, and thousands of Knights Templars were massacred. Now, for those who think the Knights Templar, that the men that were massacred were the Knights Templar of today, you're sadly mistaken. Those Knights Templars of today are implants. All of them. Fake ass Knights Templars. Because they do not protect the Templar or the temple plate of humanity. Those were men. And a couple of women. That protected the template of humanity. That story that they give you of Knights Templar, yeah, that's the new ones after they killed out all the old ones. Why would they kill out the ones that were subservient to them, right? So dodge the hijack that they throw in that. But the original Knights Templars were all slaughtered on the 13th. Changing of the guard, they called it. Changing of the guard. New World Order. Because they're taking the seat of authority from here, right here in this land, and they have changed it over to the Ukraine. You're seeing the change of power, the seat of power change. That is the seat of the New World Order, because the old World Order seat was right here. It is what it is. But they're changing it to that. And now they're all giving money to them, paying homage. Because that's where all of the big freaking cloning centers are and stuff. The huge ones. And I'm pretty sure they got a freaking file out of this world on all of those pedophiles that are running around pedophiling children. Which that shit gotta stop. Like if y'all like man, y'all know that pushes my button. That activates Super Saiyan mode in me. The things we suffered through, we're meant to overcome, and we're meant to help others overcome. The things that we go through, we're meant to be the light for others in those dark situations. But we are that light, guys, that's meant to shine in that darkness. Do you hear me? We are the light that's meant to shine in the darkness. Stop being scared to shine as a light. Man. When I tap into our collective energy, I feel so much fear still. This has to be weeded out. We're here for this purpose. And now these circumstances have been created for you to step up on that pedestal, to step into that darkness, wherever your place is. I don't know, you do. But wherever that place is your place to step up to. It was designed for you. You were designed for it. You a shining star. And just like Those orbs that shine up there, the celestials. You are an elestial. You are elestial while you're in this body. You have the celestials and you have the elestials. You are of elemental energy. You're an elestial. See, these are the things that can bring all of us back together. You ain't black, you ain't white, you ain't purple, you ain't green. You are an elestial. And I'm just giving y'all sacred ancient knowledge. This is what we were called. Freaking earthlings. We were elestials. Because we were connected with the celestials, which is your lineage. So tired of all of this bull crap about who humanity is and all. Y'all, if only, and I truly mean, if only everyone just believed that they were more powerful than what they were told, this world would change overnight. Like that. But everybody sit back and wait for the foot in the ass. Oh, they're going to do this at that time, and they're going to do. What's the point of talking about it if you're not going to do nothing about it? If you're not going to come together as a group and say, we're done with that. Because what most people don't understand is this war is taking place in the clouds. This battle, I should say, not war, this battle is taking place in the clouds. Where do you save all of your stuff? The cloud. How am I talking to you right now? Wi-Fi, the clouds, through the air. That's why we're dealing with the prince of the power of the air. That's why we don't get all our messages all the time. That's why we're doing videos like I was all day just for it to be deleted. And I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to go live then. Either way, I'm doing it. Because that's the battle we're fighting right now. You're fighting against the prince of the power of the air, or the ones that control the airwaves. It ain't mystical. You just have to have someone that was sent to see that word and know what it is and then decipher it. And there's many of us. But it's all about the ones who are controlling the airwaves. This is what the Christ teaching is about. This is what it's about. Something within you that's so amazing and so beautiful that maybe if just for a moment you actually stopped and believed that it was true, that you were more than just a body, somebody going through shit, don't know what they're going through. You just understand, follow me for a second. The teaching of the Christos or the Christa, this was the teaching of the evolution of humanity. Once we understand this, that we live in Midgard, we live in Middle Earth, we live, that's where we live. And this place is as magical and mystical as you want it to be. Once you realize that what they call Armageddon has already happened, this is what we call mud flood. When the whole earth was destroyed, the inhabitants of the earth, or not the whole earth, let me rephrase that. When the inhabitants of the earth were flooded out and everything up on the face of the earth was destroyed. That's what I want to say. These are called the electric wars. You see evidence of this all over the place. Guys, we're here finishing this thing up. They want to go into a golden age. They want to go into a golden age. We've already been in a golden age. In this age of Gemini that we've been sleeping through, we realize now the two timelines, we've been split apart. We wasn't in Pisces yet. We already came from it. Say it again. We wasn't leaving Pisces. We already went through it. We came from it. This is why they're so real about time. They're so real about keeping time. That's why they had to get everybody on digital time instead of analog time. Because on digital time, they can digitize anything, including you and I. But see, with analog, you can't. It's a grounding frequency you must have that keeps you grounded. See, I'm reminded of something right now, and I'm going to get out of here, but I'm reminded of something. Esau, Jacob, right? Esau comes in, he's been hunting, he's hungry. And Esau walking up and he can smell the food. He's like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. I've been hunting all day. I ain't getting nothing. I want something to eat. Come up, his brother cooking. And some of y'all may know this story, but follow me for a second. He sits down and he says, hey, fix me something to eat. His brother go, I got you, man. I got you. Fix him a big old bowl. But he go, hey, before I give this to you, though, I need something. You got to give me something for this. Nothing's for free, man. Why don't you give me your birthright? Man, my birthright. Man, look, you can have that shit. I don't care about my birthright. What are you talking about? I'm hungry right now. So therefore, I will accept anything you give me. And in exchange, I will give you, quote unquote, my birthright. So needless to say, he gets his bowl of beans, and he eats them and he's full. It's good. Little did he know he gave up everything that he would want to hold dear in his future. My point is this, y'all. There's coming a time when food may get short. I don't know. There may come a time when scarcity may be real. But don't give up your sovereignty and your birthright for a bowl of beans. Your sovereignty is the key that opens the door to this next level of humanity, this next group of humanity. Because as we come back together, as the two becomes one, and we claim our birthright, we will inherit the very thing that they think is useless. See, you are the land, we are the land, and we're inseparable from it. So understand, y'all. There's a lot of this stuff, you know what I mean? It may seem just as talk, but it's gonna serve you. It's gonna serve you. It's gonna serve you. I'm telling you, it's gonna serve you. And in this repotting season where things are being cut out, things are being cut out. The anarchy is being drawn across these United States, they call them. The CEO of these United States of corporation stated in 1976, I think it was. He stated that they had to create a state of Israel to counteract you. And that's history. That's history. Check it out. Because in this Phoenix soul energy that we are living in right now, this rebirth is meant to disrupt the dynamic. You are meant to be a cultural changer. See, most want their culture to persist, no matter how toxic it is. But our culture now has to be one of union and common consciousness. Like, I need to know, hey man, you gonna protect my kids? I'll protect your kids. You gonna protect my wife? I'm gonna protect your wife. We band of brothers. We band of sisters. This is the community I was talking about last year when I was, man, I'm telling you, and I ain't trying to throw nobody on the bus, but I sent out so many emails to people with big platforms. And I'm like, hey guys, we got to start coming together. Everybody's worried about their money. So I was like, okay. All right, Most High, I hear you. Because here pretty soon, that money ain't going to matter for nothing. Nothing. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I'm going to get out of here. You know, but in closing, I want to say this. This place we live in, America, Turtle Island, is special. On one side, we had Lemuria. On the other side, we had Atlantis. And this is the last piece that is standing, where we are, those who are in America right now, the land of the plumed serpent, also known as Egypt, right? They have pharaohs, people who dress like snakes because you're in the land of the plumed serpent. But even they claimed they came from a mother, like they had a mother civilization and a father civilization. Thoth came from Atlantis, or Thoth came from Atlantis, right? Even he said he had another home. See, all of the pyramids there that they're discovering in Antarctica, all of that stuff, guys, is things that your ancestors had to leave because it froze over and there was nowhere to go, and they had to leave because the sea levels literally rose. Cataclysm, which happens a lot more than what they tell you. Just like California right now, you take away the 1,500, 15 to, I think it's 1,500, 1,550 or something dams. You take all those dams away, and it will start to flood. It will start to become an island again. The reason I say this is because our mental has been governed for so long that it's hard sometimes to see that you actually can survive and you actually can reinterpret your surroundings. You can be the God of this world. the gods and the goddesses of this world. It's just if we will decide to come together and lead the future of humanity versus allowing some other beings, extraterrestrials, from the extra parts of terrestrial, to reign and rule over you. That's all it is. It's a simple choice point that we're coming to, where we as a collective group are deciding, do we want to rule ourselves or do we want others to rule us? That's why the waking process is so real, because that's how the numbers are counted. That's how the numbers are counted. How many are awake and living in that essence versus how many are asleep and staying asleep willingly because they choose not to believe. It is what it is. But we'll never be here again. We'll never be here again, y'all. You'll never be here again. I told y'all in the summer, we hit that memory point. We're done. You're moving forward from here. So, to those who have eyes to hear, hear it. To those who have eyes to see, see. And set your sails, set your course, your direction in the path, in the way of what you want to see humanity become. It's going to bring you prosperity. It's going to bring you abundance. Trust me. This is what I want to give you. This is going to bring you prosperity and abundance without selling your soul or selling your energy. Because you would do it for free anyway. Because it's in your heart. See, whatever you would do for free, whatever you would do for free, that is your gifting to humanity. But it's also meant to give you prosperity and abundance. That's why you'll do it for free. And it's funny that you get paid for it. You know what I mean? You'd be like, I get paid for this? I would do it for free. Do it. Monetize it. Do it. Monetize it. Because that's where your prosperity and abundance is going to be without having to sell your soul energy. So I hope that really helps somebody, because this is where we got to start building each other. We got to start building community. We got to start building community. What's the point of one person having $1 billion and another person having 10? That's just dumb AF. That's so dumb. I don't want that. I'd rather have 1 million, you have 1 million, they have 1 million, everybody have 1 million, or even better yet, nobody needs that crap. Because everything's supposed to be free anyway. Because that's heaven. That's heaven. Right? That's nirvana. Heaven spelled backwards is Nivea or Nirvana. I'm going to say that again. Heaven spelled backwards is Nivea or Nirvana. Nirvana. You can have that right now. It's a choice, man. It's a choice. And I've seen the two timelines. I've seen the two times. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I've seen the two timelines. And you don't want to be on the paper timeline. We're converging right now. And it's like in that part in Ghostbusters when they're trying to get the ghost, and they're like, don't let the lines cross, the plasma lines. They were trying to, he said, why? He said, because it'll blow everything. It'll reset the whole time continuum. That's what we're about to do. So this is why they said we need a reset, as in them. Hey, we need a reset, and we better do this fast, because their looking glass technology, they don't have it no more. So they didn't know that this was coming. They did not realize how big this energy was that was coming. right? They didn't realize how the omniverse was going to be sending bursts of energy through the cosmos, hitting the soul and illuminating this whole plane of existence, hitting you in your pineal gland. They thought they calcified it. So once what was dead has been resurrected and brought back to life. Hello, Christ. Hello, crystals shining bright like diamonds. Got me want to sing now. Got me on my Rihanna. Shine bright like a diamond. Right? Shine bright like a diamond. Feeling that energy now, y'all. I'm feeling the spirit coming into union with us. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I love y'all. Live in bliss and harmony. Like, subscribe, share it with people you know. Let's build this movement. We're in this grand cycle, and it's time for us to move in grand ways. I love y'all. Live in harmony and bliss, fam.